hands trembled as I read, "Tell Kemi about the cancer. Fake fainting spells. Introduce Alhaji Sani. Pressure from elders." I was sick to my stomach. It was all a lie, a ploy to sell me into marriage. "So you are going to sell me to that monster?" I screamed, tears streaming down my cheeks. In the heart of Abeokuta, where red earth clung to your feet and old gods watched from ancient trees, I lived a quiet life with my aunt Morenike after my parents died in a tragic car accident when I was 10. Aunt Morenike, or Mama Mo, as everyone in our community called her, took me in like her own. At least, that's what everyone thought. In truth, I was little more than a burden she endured for the sake of appearances. She would often remind me, "Kemi, you're lucky I didn't send you to the village to rot like others do with orphans." I grew up under her watchful eyes, forbidden from making friends or attending school function. Life was bearable until my 23rd birthday, when Mama Mo sat me down one humid evening with a cup of bitter cola and a tear in her eye. "Kemi, my daughter," she began, voice cracking, "the doctor said I have stage 4 cancer." The words hit like a hammer. I was devastated, and in that moment, I vowed to stay by her side, unaware of the sinister trap she was weaving around me. Days turned into weeks, and Mama Mo's condition seemed to worsen overnight. She would cough violently, clutch her stomach, and faint dramatically in the presence of neighbors. The entire community of Itoku rallied around her, bringing herbs and prayer warriors. One evening, after a particularly dramatic fainting spell, she revealed her dying wish. "I want to see Kemi married before I leave this world." I was stunned. Before I could object, she announced she had already chosen my husband, Alhaji Sani, a wealthy cocoa merchant old enough to be my grandfather. Alhaji Sani was notorious in our town, a man with 3 wives and a reputation for cruelty. "It is a small price for the woman who raised you," she whispered, eyes glistening with crocodile tears. The village elders praised her bravery and insisted I accept, calling it an act of destiny and tradition. The emotional blackmail was unbearable. I found myself torn between duty and survival, afraid of being cast out as ungrateful and heartless in a society where respect for elders was law. I knew something wasn't right. Despite her claims, Aunt Morenike never visited the hospital or showed me any medical report. One evening, while she attended a vigil, curiosity pushed me to search her room. Beneath a loose floorboard, I found a stack of untouched hospital appointment cards and an old notebook. Inside were notes about a scheme, dates, and a list of witnesses she planned to deceive. My hands trembled as I read, "Tell Kemi about the cancer. Fake fainting spells. Introduce Alhaji Sani. Pressure from elders." I was sick to my stomach. It was all a lie, a ploy to sell me into marriage for a bride price, rumored to be enough to build a new house and buy a plot in Lagos. Rage and betrayal coursed through me. That night, as the distant sounds of chanting filled the air, I vowed not to fall for her trap. At dawn, I confronted Mama Mo. Holding the notebook before her like a weapon, I watched as the blood drained from her face. "So you are going to sell me to that monster?" I screamed, tears streaming down my cheeks. Neighbors gathered as our voices rose. For the first time, the respected Mama Mo was exposed. She tried to lie, claiming it was a misunderstanding, but the evidence was undeniable. Elders demanded an explanation. The betrayal shook the entire community. The old woman who preached virtue and sacrifice was a fraud. Some women spat on the ground in disgust, while others wept for the orphan girl betrayed by blood. Alhaji Sani denied any knowledge, though his guilt was as thick as the morning mist. By sundown, Aunt Morenike's home was deserted, her reputation in ruins. I left Abeokuta that night, my heart broken, but my freedom intact. I moved to Ibadan, where I built a new life, working as a tailor and later opening a small clothing shop. The pain of betrayal lingered, but I wore it like a badge of survival. News of Aunt Morenike reached me months later. She had fallen ill for real, abandoned by those she once manipulated. No one trusted her anymore. The tale of the woman who faked cancer to sell her niece into marriage spread like wildfire, becoming a cautionary legend in Abeokuta and beyond. Whenever people spoke of emotional blackmail and greed, her name was mentioned. And me, I vowed to tell my story to warn others. The scars remain, but so does my strength. In our lands, family is sacred, but so is a woman's right to choose her destiny.